Knicks Nation, today is Wednesday, the 15th day of November 2023. I hope you're safe and healthy today. Your family's safe and healthy, and the needs of you and your family are being met in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health. Speaking of health, blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field who work along with the first responders to save lives every day, and those that pick up garbage to keep our cities and streets clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience that we oftentimes take for granted. Double blessings on the men and women doing the heroic work of rescuing teenagers and children from the clutches of child molestation and pedophilia, from those who are also victims of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts of these things. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and children in the United States of America homeless, no roof over their head, and millions around the world in similar or even worse conditions. Blessed upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There's going to be a basketball game tonight in Atlanta, Georgia. The New York Knicks are going to be taking on the Atlanta Hawks in Georgia, in Atlanta tonight. Interesting thing, I feel like this is going to be one of those games where the continuity that we've been discussing from the off season is going to come into play. What do I mean? This is the fourth season with Tom Thibodeau as the head coach. This is the fourth season with many of the players in Tom Thibodeau's system. So what does that mean for tonight? They're going to come ready to play. Tonight, the Knicks are not going to be given any half effort. You're going to see a full effort. You're going to see a full force team tonight. They may be on or off in terms of their shooting, but they're going to come to play. They're going to be ready to play, and that's good. The Knicks have won 3 of their last 4 games. The last game that they lost was the second night of a back-to-back. In fact, the third back-to-back they've had in 10 games. And so they've had 3 already, 3 back-to-backs in 10 games. And so that was the second night of a back-to-back. So they lose a tough one to one of the top teams in the East, the Boston Celtics. But having won 3 of the last 4, coming off a day's rest and coming in, they should be ready to play tonight. Now, the drawback would be R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett did not play this past game against Boston. And in fact, every time he has missed games, the Knicks have lost, which shows his importance. Many people are, some people will, I see you've come around on RJ. That's idiotic. I didn't come around on RJ. RJ's come around to me. What do I mean by that? What I mean is we were all waiting for RJ Barrett to take the step that we all figured he was going to take. He has been taking very slow steps in his first 4 years in the league, and we didn't know when he was going to take the next step. I still feel like Emmanuel Quickly, given the chance, is more accomplished and ready to play right now than R.J. Barrett. But it just so happens that R.J. Barrett took the anticipated step this year, and the boy became a man. And so now, based on what he's doing now, yes, I would say R.J. Barrett is just as good as Emmanuel Quickly. I wouldn't say either one is better than the other because they play 2 different positions, 2 different styles. But this is how much I really am impressed with the talent of Emmanuel Quickly. He had a bad game against Boston. I'm expecting him to come back strong today because he's that type of worker. He's that type of player. If RJ cannot go today, that's going to make it difficult for the Knicks because now, because of his taking of that next step, he has become an important piece to the New York Knicks and will be going forward for the Knicks. Now, Tom Thibodeau has been starting Josh Hart in place of R.J. Barrett. I don't like it, but it is what it is. I understand it. See, a lot of people, when they don't get what they want as far as what they think Tom Thibodeau should do, as if they know more than him, they start to act stupid. The thing is to understand what he's trying to accomplish. What he's doing in starting Josh Hart, even if I don't like it, or if you don't like it, what he's actually doing is trying to make sure he's not missing rebounding as well as defense. Now, Emmanuel Quickly brings defense, but he doesn't bring the rebounding that Josh Hart does. And for Tom Thibodeau, defense and rebounding go hand in hand. Last game, Josh did shoot the ball well, 6 of 12 from the field. He did get 9 boards, and he will generally, in positions where he gets a lot of minutes, he's going to get at least 8 rebounds a game. So that's what Tibbs is looking for. I happen to think I like the combination of IQ and Quentin back there because they've shown to be the best combination plus minus wise on the Knicks last year. but they still will play. Those two will still play a lot of minutes together. IQ with Quentin Grimes. Of course, we're looking for Dante DiVincenzo. He's always hustling. He's a highly skilled young man. He can start. He's really another one of Tom Thibodeau's utility knives that he could use. Dante can shoot it sometimes. He didn't shoot it well the last game, and he's a hustle player and he's a heady player, and so we're looking for him to come back strong today. They're well rested, and of course there's Julius Randle, the brick doo-doo house. We're looking for him to come out strong today, do his thing, and then of course there's Jalen Brunson, the head of the snake. Jalen Brunson, the point guard, the leader. We're looking for him to come out and do what he does. Now, for the Atlanta Hawks, they just coming off a back-to-back. They just came and had a tough game last night against Detroit. They played without Trae Young last night, but they played extremely well. Detroit showed that they were young. Detroit was right there with them. But my thing is they pushed them a little bit. So now they're flying in from Detroit to Atlanta. Second game of a back-to-back for them. And then combine that with the New York Knicks being rested and coming in hungry for a win, hungry to play. And then I think we got a good situation for New York. And then, of course, Atlanta is one of those cities similar to Miami in that, or Orlando for that when you come in there, there's going to be just as many Knicks fans in Atlanta as there would be for Atlanta Hawks. And so, it should be a good night for the Knicks. We cannot take anything for granted. This is the league, but I like the way this is looking. I'd rather have RJ sit if he's still suffering from the migraine. I'm not an expert in this area, but I've heard that these migraines can last a couple of days. So it could be that he's still feeling the effects of that. He needs to rest. If that's the case, we got another game coming up after this, and we're going to need him. And we're going to need him for a long season. This is the 11th game. So if he needs to rest, let's rest him. I think the Knicks can handle this situation with the Hawks with what they had Monday. This is not the Boston Celtics, but the Atlanta Hawks on the second night of back-to-back. And like I said, I'm expecting the Knicks to come in ready to play, to bring full tilt tonight. So let's see what happens. I want you to enjoy the game. I want to enjoy the game as well. Hopefully we'll enjoy your Knicks victory. Y'all enjoy your Wednesday. Shalom.